When you order something online today, you expect it to arrive fast, sometimes the same day, sometimes the next day. Sometimes you even track the driver moving on the map. To you, it feels normal. But behind that simple expectation, the entire world of supply chains is changing. Because customers no longer only ask, is the product available? Now they ask, how fast can I get it? Can I track it? Is it cheaper? Is it sustainable? Will it arrive exactly when promised? And to answer these questions, supply chains are moving from old globalization to AI-powered networks. For many years, the main goal of supply chains was simple: make products where it is cheapest, buy materials from cheaper suppliers, move goods across the world, sell them in global markets. This was the age of globalization. A company in America could design a product. A supplier in one country could make the parts. A factory in another country could assemble it. A shipping company could move it across oceans. A warehouse in another region could store it. And a retailer could sell it to customers around the world. This system made products cheaper. It made global trade bigger. It helped companies grow faster. And it connected countries through business. But globalization also created a major weakness. The world became efficient, but fragile. Companies saved money by depending on distant suppliers. They reduced extra stock to cut costs. They used just-in-time systems to avoid waste. They built long global networks to make products cheaper. But when everything works only under perfect conditions, one disruption can create a chain reaction. A factory shutdown in one country can delay production in another. A blocked shipping route can affect prices worldwide. A pandemic can close ports, factories, warehouses, and borders. A war can disturb energy, food, metals, and transport. A cyber attack can stop logistics systems. A climate disaster can damage crops, roads, ports, and factories. This is exactly what the world learned during COVID-19. Suddenly, people saw empty shelves. Hospitals struggled for protective equipment. Companies could not get parts. Car factories stopped because chips were missing. Shipping prices increased. Delivery times became unpredictable. And the hidden system behind modern life became visible. People realized something important. A supply chain is not strong just because it is cheap. A supply chain is strong when it can survive shocks. That is why the future of supply chains is changing. Companies are no longer only asking, how do we reduce cost? Now they are asking, how do we reduce risk? How do we build backup suppliers? How do we track goods in real time? How do we predict demand more accurately? How do we respond faster when something goes wrong? This is where artificial intelligence enters the story. AI is turning supply chains from slow, reactive systems into smarter, predictive systems. In the old model, companies often reacted after a problem happened. A shipment was delayed. A warehouse ran out of stock. A supplier failed. A customer complained. Then the company tried to fix it. But in the future, supply chains will try to predict problems before they happen. AI can study sales data, weather patterns, customer behavior, traffic, fuel prices, supplier performance, shipping delays, and global events. Then it can help companies answer questions like, which products will customers demand next week? Which supplier is likely to delay? Which route is risky? Which warehouse should hold more stock? Which delivery vehicle should take which route? Which product should be produced first? Which customer order is most urgent? This changes everything, because the future supply chain will not just move products. It will think, predict, adjust, and respond. Imagine a supermarket supply chain. In the old system, the supermarket might order products based on past sales and manager experience. But in an AI-powered system, the software can look at weather, local events, holidays, customer buying habits, supplier delays, and stock levels. If hot weather is coming, it can predict more demand for cold drinks and ice cream. If a festival is coming, it can increase stock for certain foods. If a supplier is delayed, it can suggest another supplier. If one store has too much stock and another has too little, it can recommend transferring products. That is a smarter supply chain. Now imagine a hospital. AI can help predict which medicines and equipment may be needed based on patient trends, emergency patterns, disease outbreaks, and seasonal changes. That means fewer shortages, less waste, better planning, and in some cases, lives saved. Now imagine a global company like Apple, Amazon, Toyota, or Walmart. These companies manage thousands of products, suppliers, factories, warehouses, routes, and customers. No human team can manually monitor every single movement in real time, but AI-powered systems can help detect patterns, risks, delays, and opportunities faster than humans. This does not mean humans disappear. It means human decision-makers get better tools. The future supply chain manager will not only manage trucks and warehouses, they will manage data, risk, automation, suppliers, sustainability, and AI systems. Another major change is automation. Warehouses are becoming more robotic. Machines can move shelves. Robots can pick products. Scanners can track inventory. Software can assign tasks. Delivery routes can be optimized automatically. Some companies are testing drones and autonomous vehicles. Factories are becoming smarter. Ports are becoming more digital, and warehouses are turning into high-speed fulfillment centers. But the future is not only about speed. It is also about visibility. In the past, many companies did not know exactly where their goods were. Today, customers expect tracking. Businesses expect real-time dashboards. Governments expect compliance. And companies want to know what is happening inside their supply chain at every moment. Visibility means knowing where products are, what condition they are in, when they will arrive, and what risks may affect them. This is very important for food, medicine, vaccines, electronics, and expensive goods. For example, in cold chain logistics, temperature matters. If vaccines or frozen food are not kept at the right temperature, they can become unsafe. Sensors and AI can help monitor temperature, detect problems, and warn companies before damage happens. Another important future trend is sustainability. For years, companies focused heavily on cost and speed, but now supply chains are also being judged by their environmental impact. How much carbon does transport create? Are suppliers using ethical labor? Is packaging wasteful? Can products be recycled? Can routes be optimized to reduce fuel? Can warehouses use less energy? The future supply chain will need to be fast, affordable, resilient, and responsible. And that is not easy, because sometimes the cheapest option is not the most ethical. Sometimes the fastest route creates more emissions. Sometimes the most efficient supplier may create geopolitical risk. So future supply chains will need balance: cost, speed, risk, sustainability, customer experience, and technology. This is why the future of supply chains will not be simple chains. They will become intelligent networks. A chain sounds like one straight line: supplier to factory, factory to warehouse, warehouse to customer. But real supply chains are not straight lines anymore. They are networks. Many suppliers, many factories, many warehouses, many delivery routes, many customers, many risks, many decisions. And AI will help manage this complexity. But here is the honest truth. AI will not magically fix bad supply chains. If a company has poor data, weak processes, bad suppliers, and confused management, AI will only expose the mess faster. AI is powerful, but it needs clean data, good systems, and smart human judgment. So the future belongs to companies that combine technology with strong strategy, not companies that only chase hype. The supply chains of the future will be more digital, more automated, more predictive, more transparent, more sustainable, and more resilient. But they will also be more complex, because the world is changing fast. Customers want speed, governments want compliance, companies want lower costs, investors want efficiency, society wants sustainability, and global risks are increasing. So the supply chain of the future will not just be a back office function. It will become one of the most important competitive weapons in business. A company with a weak supply chain will struggle, even with a good product. But a company with a strong, intelligent, AI-powered supply chain can move faster, waste less, serve customers better, and survive disruptions. So the simplest way to understand the future is this. Old supply chains were built to move goods. Modern supply chains were built to reduce cost. Future supply chains will be built to predict, adapt, and survive. And now that you understand where supply chains are going, the next important question is, what theories help us understand why supply chains work like connected systems? Because before we study procurement, warehouses, transport, and inventory, we need to understand the thinking behind the entire subject. And that starts with systems theory. This is the Learning Studio, where we explain business, technology, science, and the systems that quietly shape the world.